Imagine spending hundreds of dollars on a premium soundbar and still hearing audio that's barely better than your TV speakers. The shocking part? Millions of people do this every single day, without realizing one tiny setting is silently ruining their sound. If your TV says Dolby Atmos, that doesn't automatically mean you're hearing real Dolby Atmos. In many cases, you're only getting a heavily compressed version, and the difference is much bigger than most people think. Today, I'll show you the 5 biggest eARC mistakes almost everyone makes, why they completely change your audio quality, and how to fix them in just a few minutes. By the end of this video, you'll know if your expensive sound system is actually performing the way it was designed. What exactly is eARC? Let's start with the biggest misunderstanding. Many people think HDMI is just HDMI. If the cable fits, everything must be working correctly. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. Your TV sends video to the screen, but it also needs to send audio back to your soundbar or AV receiver. That's where eARC comes in. RC stands for Audio Return Channel. It lets your TV send audio through the same HDMI cable instead of using an optical cable. Several years later, HDMI eARC arrived. The E stands for Enhanced, and that one letter changes almost everything. RC versus eARC. Think of eARC like a small country road. Cars can travel through it, but traffic builds up quickly. Now imagine eARC as a modern multi-lane highway. Much more information can travel at the same time. Standard eARC supports only about 1 megabit per second of audio bandwidth. That's enough for compressed formats, like Dolby Digital. But modern movie soundtracks are much larger. Dolby True HD, DTS HD Master Audio, lossless Dolby Atmos. These formats need dramatically more bandwidth. eARC supports up to around 37 megabits per second. That's over 30 times more capacity. Instead of squeezing audio into a tiny pipe, eARC delivers nearly everything exactly as it was mastered. That means clearer dialogue, more detailed surround effects, stronger dynamics, deeper bass, and much more convincing overhead Atmos effects. Is Dolby Atmos always real? Here's something that surprises many people. Seeing the Dolby Atmos logo doesn't guarantee you're hearing the best version. There are actually different ways Atmos can be delivered. Streaming services often use Dolby Digital Plus. It still sounds good, but it's compressed. Blu-ray discs and some high-quality media servers can deliver Dolby True HD Atmos. That's lossless audio. No unnecessary compression. More detail. More precision. More realism. To hear that version, everything in your setup must support it, including your TV, your sound system, your HDMI cable, and your settings. Now let's look at the 5 mistakes that prevent this from happening. Mistake number 1. Using the wrong HDMI port. This is probably the most common mistake. Many TVs have 3 or 4 HDMI ports. Only one of them usually supports eARC, or eARC. If your soundbar is plugged into HDMI 1, while eARC is on HDMI 3, the devices can't establish the correct connection. Everything may appear normal. You still get sound, but you're not getting the full capability. Always look for the HDMI port labeled eARC or eARC. It's usually printed directly beside the connector. Mistake number 2. HDMI CEC is turned off. This setting confuses many people. CEC allows HDMI devices to communicate with each other. Without it, eARC often won't work correctly. Different TV brands give CEC different names. Samsung calls it AnyNet Plus. LG calls it SimpLink. Sony calls it BraviaSync. Panasonic calls it Viera Link. Hisense often uses HDMI control. TCL usually calls it T-Link. No matter the name, make sure it's enabled on both your TV and your sound system. One simple switch can completely restore eARC functionality. Mistake number 3, the TV is outputting PCM. This is where many premium systems lose their advantage. PCM isn't bad. In some situations, it's exactly what you want. But when you're trying to send Dolby Atmos, or Dolby True HD, PCM often strips away the original surround information because the TV decodes the audio before sending it. Instead, look for settings like pass-through, bitstream, or auto. These allow compatible audio formats to reach your soundbar or receiver without unnecessary processing. Different TV brands use different menus, but the idea is always the same. Let the sound system do the decoding. Mistake number 4, using the wrong HDMI cable. Many people blame the TV, others blame the soundbar. Sometimes, the cable is the real problem. Very old HDMI cables, or poorly made ones, may not reliably carry eARC signals. That can lead to audio dropouts, random disconnects, loss of Atmos, or the TV switching back to regular eARC. If your equipment supports eARC, use a certified ultra-high-speed HDMI cable. They're designed for HDMI 2.1 features, including eARC. You don't need the most expensive cable. You simply need a certified, reliable one. Mistake number 5, powering everything on in the wrong order. This sounds strange, but HDMI devices perform something called a handshake. During startup, your TV and sound system exchange information. They decide which features both devices support. If that process fails, eARC may never activate correctly. A simple solution often works. Turn everything off. Disconnect the HDMI cable. Enable all required settings first. Reconnect the cable. Power on the TV. Wait until it's fully started. Then turn on the soundbar or receiver. Many users discover that eARC begins working immediately after doing this. How to confirm everything is working? Don't guess. Verify it. Open your TV's audio information menu. Look for wording like eARC, Enhanced ARC, or eARC Connected. Then check your soundbar. Many premium models display the incoming audio format. If it shows Dolby True HD, Dolby Atmos, or DTS HD Master Audio, that's a great sign. If you only see PCM or standard Dolby Digital, there may still be a configuration issue. What difference will you actually hear? This is the part everyone wants to know. Does eARC really sound different? Yes, especially with good content. Dialogue becomes cleaner, even during loud action scenes. Bass feels tighter, instead of muddy. Surround effects move more naturally around the room. Atmos effects become easier to place above you, instead of simply sounding louder. Explosions feel wider. Rain sounds more realistic. Aircraft genuinely seem to fly overhead. Small details, like footsteps, echoes, or distant voices, become much easier to notice. The improvement isn't just louder audio, it's more accurate audio. Is eARC worth upgrading for? If you mainly watch standard TV channels, you may not notice a dramatic difference. But if you stream Dolby Atmos movies, watch 4K Blu-rays, play modern gaming consoles, or own a premium soundbar, eARC is absolutely worth setting up correctly. After all, you already paid for those features. You deserve to hear them. The biggest mistake isn't buying the wrong soundbar. It's never unlocking the one you already own. 5 simple settings can completely transform your home theater experience. So before spending money on new speakers, check your eARC setup first. You might be surprised by how much performance has been hidden all along. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more smart TV tips, home theater tricks, and hidden settings that actually make a difference. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.